Something seriously bad happened yesterday. So, can you please go apologize for me, Melanie? What's going on? Well, I kind of told my boss's wife she seemed super plain by accident. And then my boss totally flipped out. I thought I was going to cry. You're better at talking and older, so can't you just smooth things over for me? Please? If I say anything, I'll just make it worse. So I'm counting on you, seriously. Wait, hold on. Did you actually say that? I mean, yeah. It was supposed to be a harmless joke, but I guess it didn't land. Of course it didn't. Insulting your boss's wife? That's a huge deal. Just common sense. Don't make it sound like I committed a crime. I just said the wrong thing, that's all. And now you want me to go apologize when I had nothing to do with it? But Melanie, didn't you used to work in customer complaints? You're like a pro at this. Being a pro doesn't mean I clean up your messes. That's not part of my job. Oh, come on. We're sisters. This is when you're supposed to help me out. That only works if both sides are actually trying. Running from your own screw-up isn't teamwork. Oh boy, here we go again. You and your logic mode. This is precisely why you drive me crazy. If you hate logic so much, maybe it's time to grow up and rethink that attitude. Still, I have to face my boss again tomorrow, and it's going to be so awkward. Please, just this once. Feeling awkward is your own doing. Stop dragging people in just to make yourself feel better. You've always been so cold, Melanie. Bet people at work didn't like you either, huh? Blaming others won't change what happened. You need to start owning your actions. Yeah, fine. Whatever. You were never going to help anyway. I knew that. If you said it, you fix it. That's how the real world works. Gosh, the real world is the worst. Wish you could just go to work for me. That thought right there, that's the real problem. If you keep expecting others to live your life for you, you'll never grow up. Geez, now it feels like I'm getting a lecture. Way to kill the vibe this morning. Then maybe think before you speak next time. A single comment from you could seriously mess up someone's life. Yeah, I'll be careful, okay? If you can't take responsibility for your words, maybe just don't say anything. All right, I get it. But, wow, you've turned into such a buzzkill, Melanie. Call me what you want, but I'd rather be someone who can clean up her own mess. Melanie, you could have at least given me a heads up. Why didn't you say anything? Huh? Don't huh me. What's going on? Clara, seriously, what do you mean by what's going on? Hey, you were at our place earlier today, right? I could totally sense it. Even with the doors shut, I heard shouting from the stairs. It didn't sound normal at all. Honestly, it freaked me out. Oh, that. Yeah, something came up suddenly, so I dropped by during my lunch break. It wasn't a big deal or anything. I mean, I did have a serious talk for the first time in a while. Had a lot bottled up, I guess. Mom and Dad both had plenty to say, so yeah, it turned into kind of an argument. Kind of doesn't cover it. I could hear you guys yelling all the way from my room. That wasn't some casual chat. Wait, was it about Brian again? Yeah, you caught on quick. Turns out, that whole thing still isn't resolved. I honestly thought getting engaged to Brian would ease the tension a little, but nope, total opposite. Their vague disapproval basically turned into full-blown rejection. They flat out told me they're against the marriage. Wow, seriously? I mean, they've never really liked Brian though. Even if they never said it outright, you could feel it from how they talked or looked at him. So in the end, they still think you shouldn't get married, huh? That hasn't changed at all. So, does that mean the engagement's still kind of up in the air? Well, from my perspective, it felt like things were really moving forward. But when your own family refuses to support you, it's like you're stuck in limbo. It honestly feels like the walls gotten even taller. And yeah, it's wearing me down a bit. But come on! Brian's polite, he looks good, he's got a solid job. What's their problem with him? Didn't he have some connection to your workplace too? Yeah, we originally met through work, ran into each other a few times, started talking naturally. During a project I was managing, he handled everything with such sincerity and, little by little, I started to fall for him. I know it sounds cheesy, but out of everyone I've met, he's someone I truly trust. I really do feel lucky to be with someone like him. Seriously though, with a guy that solid, anyone would normally be rooting for you. You don't come across someone that kind and grounded every day, you know. Plus, he works at a stable company and actually has a future. That's why mom and dad's attitude just makes no sense. Why are they so weirdly resistant? It really stings having them reject someone I chose myself. But yeah, they did give a reason. They said something about him feels untrustworthy. Still, it's not like they had any actual proof or anything. It all sounds like gut feelings and vague impressions. Even so, they keep saying, don't rush into marriage, like they know something I don't. Well, if they want you to wait, they should at least give you a real reason. Being told to wait for no good reason? That's just rough. Yeah, I asked too, but all they said was, there's no need to hurry into marriage. They wouldn't give any specific explanation. I do admit we pushed the engagement through kind of fast, and I get that now. But that's exactly why I want their blessing. This is a huge turning point in my life, and all this rejection is really wearing me down. Man, you've got a lot on your plate too, huh? Now I kind of feel guilty for coasting through life so carelessly. You're just going to say it's not my problem again and brush it off like always, right? You always do that. Okay, sure. It's not directly my life we're talking about, but that doesn't mean I don't care. I mean, you and mom and dad were always butting heads. Even I could see that, plain as day. Yeah, I probably did talk back a lot, but it wasn't just me being rebellious. They always had something to say about my plans, my clothes, even who I hung out with. It made it really hard to make my own choices. So maybe I pushed back harder than I had to. But honestly, I think it was the environment that made me that way. If anything, I've always felt like they went easy on me. Even when I screwed up, they just say, oh well, it happens, and move on. I'm still living at home, just coasting. Mom handles my meals and laundry too. It's honestly so comfy. I feel a little guilty about it. And maybe because you moved out early and became independent, no one ever questioned me staying behind. I kind of envy that setup, to be honest. I barely even go home these days. And when I do, the vibe's so tense. I end up more stressed than relaxed. Yeah, no kidding. That place is full-on anxiety the second you walk in the door. Maybe the distance between you and them is why they're even harder on you now. Could be their whole issue with Brian is just masking some other deeper problem. If that guess is actually right, then, wow, that would seriously suck. I'm trying to choose the right person, you know. I'm not some clueless kid. I've lived a bit. At this point, I'd like to think I know how to judge character. Then why not just forget what mom and dad think and go all in? Just marry him. The engagement's out there, right? No point slamming the brakes now. Engagement and marriage might look similar, but they're totally different. The responsibility, the weight of it, marriage is on a whole other level. Yes, our parents were strict, But still, as their daughter, I want their blessing just once. So even if it takes time, I'm going to try to win them over. I see. Well, if that's what you want, then go for it. But, making Brian wait too long might not be fair either. Dragging things out forever would really suck for him. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm using every spare minute to come talk to them. Let's hope you can convince them before it's too late. Anyway, good luck with all that. Hey, Clara. I need to ask you something. Oh, hey, what's up? Clara, when I got home today, Brian said something completely out of nowhere. He told me, "You're pregnant with this baby." Is that true? At first I thought he was joking. Yeah, it's true. I really did get pregnant with this baby. It was just last week, I think. We went to the OBGYN together and got it confirmed. I couldn't believe just a test result, And yeah, the timing is awkward. I'm sorry. Guess I ended up getting pregnant first. Totally beat you to it. This isn't about who got there first. It's not about order. It's way deeper than that. Because that means you were involved with my fiancé. And now you're pregnant. That's what this really means, right? When did this even start between you two? As much as I don't want to believe it, if it's true, I need to face it. Well, I honestly don't remember, the exact day it started. Too vague? But probably. It's been almost a year now, I think. It's actually been a pretty long thing between us. To be exact, it started before you and Brian officially got engaged. I see. Got it. So that's how it was. But hey, Melanie, you've been acting all down and heartbroken, right? But I heard you actually broke off the engagement super easily. Weren't you kind of calm about it? Brian told me that too. He said you were shockingly composed. It totally caught him off guard. That's because I assessed the situation and chose to keep my emotions in check. I just didn't see the point in losing it. I mean, I can't stay engaged like nothing's wrong when the other woman's pregnant. And when I found out it was an affair on top of that, there's no way a marriage or even an engagement could still stand after that. Well, when you put it like that, yeah, that's fair. I gotta respect that. Still, what Brian told me actually made me laugh. He said when you ended things, you kind of smiled. Most people would cry or freak out, right? But even in that moment, you held yourself together. Honestly, I was impressed. That wasn't meant to be some brave act. I just realized you both didn't care about me anymore. So if I've really let go that much, then what I think doesn't matter anymore. Even if it was an affair, if my little sister's getting married, that's a good thing, right? Hey, pretending to be okay is just a waste of energy, right? Watching you do it is honestly kind of cringe. You've always had that I'm fine face no matter what's going on, Melanie. That part of you hasn't changed at all. Even when you're falling apart inside, you act like everything's cool. It's so obvious you're faking it, but no one calls you out. Even the family could see you forcing it. I think that's why you didn't get much affection growing up, and now your fiancé's doing the same thing to you. What's the point of analyzing all this now? Digging it back up won't change anything. And honestly, people who nitpick someone else's life usually aren't very happy with their own. See? That's exactly the kind of detached attitude that pisses me off. Every time someone says something, you just go, sure. You've always been called hard to read, right? Like zero warmth. It makes people not even want to reach out. Even Mom said it. She admitted she kind of regrets raising you so strictly since you ended up so closed off. That's why she went soft on you instead, like, let's raise this one with more freedom. And well, we all see how that turned out. But hey, at least I got to do whatever I wanted and no one stopped me. So maybe I was lucky. Yeah, I'm super happy. I get to live how I want every day. Mom and Dad are totally on my side, and now Brian's mine too. It's perfect, right? Compared to that, I just wonder, how does it feel to be the one who lost everything, Melanie? Maybe you're right. From where you're standing, seeing me as the villain probably makes you feel pretty good. But can I ask you something just this once? I've wondered for a long time. Why Brian? Of all people, why him? There are tons of guys out there. What? Where's this coming from? I seriously don't get the question. You knew he was my fiancé. Anyone would think it's messed up that you still went after him. You had to know people would criticize you for it. Why take that risk? You're really asking that now? It just sounds like sour grapes. And honestly, it's exhausting. Forget what people think. Brian himself is the issue here. He's the kind of guy who'd hook up with his fiancé's sister. Do you really think someone like that is going to make you feel safe and secure? I could never imagine a future with someone like that. So, why are you so obsessed with him, even knowing all that? Hey, can you stop with the whole I'm just giving you sisterly advice act? It's seriously annoying. Haven't you been paying attention to anything I've said? I obviously went after Brian because he was your fiancé. What? Wait, that's the reason? That's it? You've always been the type to get results, even under pressure. School, work, you handled everything like it was nothing. But honestly, that always rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, why do I get more love, yet you're the one who's really winning at life? I spent all this time being sweet, charming, and playing the favorite. And in the end, it's the one who gets results who ends up ahead? That's so unfair. I don't know what you want me to say. I just chose my own path and stuck to it quietly. Getting jealous and tearing someone down for their hard work? That's what kids do. Wow, there it is. Your classic truth bomb. You're so annoying. No matter how hard you try, people just don't love you, you know? You might be smart, but you've got zero warmth. That's why no one's ever on your side. Got it? Okay then, Clara. Are you seriously saying you're truly happy with how things turned out? You stole your sister's fiancé, got pregnant, and that's happiness to you? Of course! I've always wanted to beat you. You were perfect at everything growing up, and I could never measure up. But now, I finally found one place where I could win. Taking the one person you loved away from you? Nothing's ever felt better. I see. If you're really satisfied with that, then fine. Are you actually going to marry Brian? Obviously. Why are you even asking that now? The second I told my parents I was pregnant, everything shifted to my pace. When it was you, they were totally against it. So stubborn. But with me, total green light. The difference in how we're treated is unreal. As soon as I said I was pregnant, Mom actually smiled and said, "That's wonderful." I couldn't believe it. That woman showing warmth, it was shocking. Regarding the wedding, she was like, "I have some worries about him, but if it's you, I guess it's all right." And she gave me her blessing without any hassle. It was almost disappointing how easy it was. Seriously, I never expected Mom and Dad to flip like that. Turns out, the reason they never approved before wasn't about Brian at all. It was you they had a problem with, Melanie. They think I'm warm, easy to talk to, pleasant, the opposite of you. That's why I'm the one getting their support without any resistance. This just proves it, doesn't it? I'm the one they actually love. Yeah, honestly, I didn't expect the gap to be that huge, But it's clear now. You really are the one they cherish. It just means you played your cards right in front of Mom and Dad. Yeah, I really do think they love you. Right? I'm kind of proud of myself too. I guess I'm just one of those people who ends up winning. So, let's just call this whole thing done, okay? I didn't do anything wrong. Everything's working out perfectly. No one's mad except you. Our parents are totally on board. And honestly, it's all about the vibe. Everyone's on my side. So, from now on, let's not drag up the past or dwell on it, all right? It's honestly exhausting to listen to. Got it. If you're that confident, I've got nothing left to say. Just be happy. However it looks, if you're satisfied with your life, that's what matters. Not like I need your blessing or anything, but thanks. We're planning to make it official next week. Pretty much everything's set. Just got to file the paperwork. And when we do, you'll be the first to hear about it. After all, I owe you for so much. So yeah, get ready. Got some happy news to share. Sorry to keep you waiting. Well, I guess it's not exactly happy news for you, huh, Melanie? I officially married your ex-fiancé. I'll be twice as happy, and it's for your sake too. I know it's late, so I won't push it. But if you're having second thoughts, now's your chance. Are you really sure you won't regret marrying Brian? Come on, seriously? Still with the sore loser act? You're just bitter I stole your fiancé. How long are you going to keep whining about it? Even so, I'm still your sister, Clara. No matter what, I'm going to worry about you. Saying all that like you care, but deep down, you're just mad your little sister stole your fiancé, right? Getting concern from a loser like you? Yeah, no thanks. I see. Then I won't say anything else. Not that anything you say matters to me anyway. Alrighty, I'm off to file the paperwork. You just sit there and sulk, okay? Just made it official. I'll be twice as happy, just for you. So, how does it feel right now? Maybe not that great, since I know my little sister's about to have a rough ride. Jesus, that's enough. Why don't you just admit you lost? Yeah, there's no point dragging it out forever. At this point, I'll just wish you the best. Good luck paying off all that massive debt he's carrying. Wait, debt? What are you talking about? You married Brian, so that means you'll be helping pay off his debt too, right? I only heard bits and pieces, but I think it was around $30,000 or so. So yeah, good luck with the baby and the debt. $30,000? What? He never told me that. Melanie, did you know about this? Yeah, but I only found out recently too. Right around the time you told me you were pregnant. Mom and Dad had looked into it and told me. They were looking into Brian? Why would they do that? Well, remember how they were always against me marrying him? Yeah, so? Wasn't that just because they couldn't stand you? No, they were worried about me. That's why they objected. Wait, what are you saying? You still live at home, right, Clara? And yet you were meeting up with Brian right near the house. Did you really think Mom and Dad wouldn't catch on to the affair? Wait, you mean they knew? They didn't have solid proof or anything. That's why they hired a private investigator to look into Brian. They told me to hold off on getting married until they had the results. What? If they were suspicious, they should have told me right away. That's on me. There was distance between me and our parents, and they figured I wouldn't believe anything unless they had evidence. So yeah, that's why it all took longer. But when I told them I was pregnant, they didn't mention any of this. That's because by then, they already knew you were expecting. They figured my engagement to Brian was over, obviously, and they were still trying to decide how to handle you. So this is the result? You all kept the debt from me. You three teamed up and lied to my face? This was payback for me stealing your fiancé, wasn't it? I won't deny we deliberately kept it from you. And yeah, I won't deny I had feelings about what happened. I'm still angry with both Brian and you. I knew it! You're unbelievable! Was it fun tricking me like this? That was just me. Mom and Dad kept quiet for your sake. Excuse me? You've got to be kidding me! How is any of this for me? They think the reason you did all this goes back to how they spoiled you growing up. They're hoping this will finally push you to grow up. This makes no sense! I'm pregnant and stuck with his debt? And you call that growth? That's a joke! Exactly. What you did this time, Clara, it's something neither a parent nor a sister could forgive. Actually, as a person, it's completely unacceptable. Do you even understand that? So what? Is it possible that the real issue is you losing your fiancé to me? See? That attitude is exactly the issue. You did something that's just plain wrong, and now you have to deal with the consequences. So what? Now my whole family's supposed to just take on his debt too? How can you act like this is no big deal? How many times did I try to warn you, but you were so desperate to win that you ignored the cost? This is the result. Are you kidding me? I'm not about to throw away my life over something this stupid. Then what are you going to do? I don't want him anymore. You can have him back, and you can deal with the debt too. This is exactly how you've always lived, dodging accountability and expecting others to clean up after you. That entitled attitude you've carried around, it's what created this mess in the first place. You're an adult now, so why are you still running from responsibility? Why are you talking down to me? You're not perfect either, Melanie. This all started with your engagement to Brian, right? So it's all your fault. All I did was step in. So why are you acting like you're better than me? You ruined my relationship with Brian, and you chose to take him from me. So stop pretending any of this is my fault. You're having a child. That means this isn't just about you anymore. It never was. Have you even stopped to think about how your actions affect that life you're bringing into the world? Yeah, whatever. I didn't think that far ahead, okay? I just wanted to beat you. Just once. That's all I ever wanted. And now you're throwing responsibility at me like it means something? It's too much. Of course I want to run away. But you can't run from reality. Actions have consequences. Always. If you want to move forward, you've got to own up to what you've done and understand exactly what you took from me. You can't keep building your happiness on someone else's pain. What you need at this point isn't to come out on top. Isn't this supposed to be some kind of lecture? Even if you say all that now, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Even if you don't know, figure it out yourself. Stop expecting other people to hand you the answers. Then why did you just tell me back when I was about to mess everything up? It's not that I didn't tell you. You just refused to listen. From now on, I'm not just thinking about you. I'm thinking about the future of your child too. Don't forget that. After filing the marriage papers, Clara was pulled back to reality much sooner than she expected. Brian's debt turned out to be worse than she thought, and all they talked about from day one was money. That blissful newlywed life she imagined didn't exist. Brian kept blaming everyone else, didn't work, and just spent his time on his phone or watching TV. Clara was really hoping he'd turn things around when the baby arrived, but eventually, even she began to lose faith. Apparently, without me knowing, she went crying to our parents. They told her how I was doing. Melanie's already moved on. She's enjoying life now. I guess the second she heard that, the frustration really hit her. Out of nowhere, she said, "I'm going to get it together too." Like she suddenly thought she was the main character in some movie. She started juggling part-time jobs before the baby was even born. And after giving birth, she's been struggling through childcare while working off Brian's debt. But even though she's putting on this strong wife act, people say she's got dark circles under her eyes, and around town, the gossip is, she's looking really worn out lately. Brian's apparently gotten a little better than before, but that's only because he's totally under Clara's thumb now. He doesn't even have the energy to cheat like he did with me. Actually, I heard Clara won't even let him spend money on mobile games anymore, and I couldn't help but laugh. I'm living freely now, enjoying the moment. No more crying in someone else's shadow. No more pain. From now on, I just want to take my time and find happiness. For me.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.